talk through your stereo. Get you through any scenario. So pump this in your headset. And you ain't even gotta take a drug test. Fuck work, but I'ma go. Fuck work, but I'ma go.
Shout out to all the practice on the way to work with us.
Man, fuck work.
Y'all better be going though.
Yeah, don't listen to me. Y'all better be going. It's Natasha
and Jen
checking in on one ratchet ass podcast.
Yo, Natasha, tell them what we do.
That's me, what I do. We're a professional development podcast.
Professional?
Yes, professional. That educates and entertains 9-to-5ers to be confident professionals.
Girl, fuck all that professional shit.
We
We just here to tell y'all how to be a dope ass 9-to-5er.
And don't forget, we set them up for entrepreneurship.
Where the money reside, where the money reside.
Girl, tell these folks what we got coming up next.
My bad, bro. Damn. I tell you what we got up next is my favorite.
Why? Because that's where they got you fucked up at?
And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Man, guess what happened to me at work today?
What the hell is going on around here?
I'm gonna need a new job if these folks don't quit playing with me. Or
How the hell you gonna get fired on your day off?
Girl. What about the coworkers that think they the damn supervisor?
Hate it. Hate them, hate it. And you know what? And why are people like this? Is it like a controlling thing? And you know, it's and I don't want to say who the people be because it's not just
It's
them.
everybody.
It's everybody, and I hate it. I hate it with the passion. Like,
Yeah, it's like, I have a bossy personality, you know what I'm saying? And I unintentionally be bossy. You know what I'm saying? It's just innate in me to be bossy. So if the team got something to do and don't nobody like come together to just try to organize the team or whatever, I'm like, all right, y'all, come on, let's work this out. Let's do da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Normally, I don't start doing it until I know the team.
right?
But I did have a job where basically my personality clashed with everybody because I was just like, why do all these errors keep happening? Maybe we need to do a training because I was basically the fall guy with their errors. So I was new, and I was like, if y'all keep fucking up, it's gonna keep falling back on me. So we need to do a training. We need to do something. Like, why y'all keep messing up? You know, whatever. So it was just coming off very bossy to them. But I'm like, y'all been here 18, 15 years. There's no reason for y'all to be having these errors and mistakes. And I'm having to come in and take the fall for y'all. Like, I'm doing something wrong then with y'all.
It's one thing of being bossy and being a leader and being like a delegator. Like, at the end of the day, somebody got to step up.
Right.
If y'all doing a project or whatever.
Right.
And it's all about how you word things as well. Like, say if I'm asking a question in general, or if I'm just making a comment.
Right.
Don't tell, like, when it comes down to like researching things and HR things, like, I already know what I supposed to do.
Right.
So don't be kind of trying to come to me and tell me, did you do this? I obviously did it if I'm asking a question.
Right.
But you know, let's put our brains together to figure it out. It's that type of bossiness that bothers me. Like,
Yeah.
that's why when I come in asking a question or if I need help with something, I already let you know these are the things that I've done. I already looked this up because I just hate when people try to tell me.
It's the volunteer manager.
Yeah, like, it's the volunteer. Like, I didn't ask you for all that. And
Or they trying to check behind you, or they in the meeting like, well, I had talked to Jenna, she hadn't finished that yet. And you be like, bro, what the fuck? I did?
Yeah.
What you talking about? I reported my information to my manager. I don't know where you come from, baby girl.
I did not CC you on anything because I don't have to. I just do not like those type of people.
I had this older black lady be one. Me and her was the only black folks in that damn apartment. And she was on my nerves. She was one of those like, that skirt too short. They gonna end up sending you home for that. And I'm like, they wasn't even studying me, but I felt like she was instigating like little things, you know what I'm saying? Or, you shouldn't do that way. Or, you know, you've been coming in late every day. Like, my fucking manager ain't even paying me no mind.
Right.
Like, why is you worried about what I got going on? because you got to be here early. Like,
and
mind
it's
your fucking business.
And it's different now because it's all it's different now. So people be work snitching on the emails.
But how? I mean, about what?
Just different things. Like, I really feel like people be checking up on people work, and you're not the supervisor. I feel like
they just bored.
That's how I feel, because like, how would you even know if somebody did something, incorrectly? Like, how would you even know because even when we are closing our cases or whatever, it goes back to the original person unless they sent a whole new, whatever.
Right.
So how would you even know?
Or you didn't took the time to even try to figure it out.
And it's
Girl,
some people. It is people like this. Like, they be checking up behind people, and I don't know why. Like, you are a regular person.
You get a check. Our checks are the
same. Yours might be a little bit more than mine because you've been working here 15 years. So
no, because the checks are always lower when you've been there forever. The new folks in
yeah.
That should be one of our event sessions.
Yes.
My new folks make more money than the old folks. Yeah, you gotta quit and start over.
And that's because they become complacent and they don't be doing their fucking job, so they be getting needs improvement on their reviews.
Right. Okay. All in somebody else's business. Like, we appreciate your help helping everybody else stay on top of their work. But what about yours?
I cannot stand those. I can't stand those type of people.
They the worst.
Like, they the worst, and I be want to cuss their ass out, and I be venting to my supervisor. Why is your direct report messaging me about this? Like, that's your job to message me about this. Like, don't be trying to check. Don't be trying to check me. I can see if you're, informing me and letting me know if I did something wrong, but I guess it'd be the person too, because if the person, if this person does it all the time, I'm already gonna have an attitude. I'm not about to fucking respond to you.
Right.
So don't come for me.
Yeah, because I'm gonna go to the manager for sure. Did you tell Kelly to go over here and ask me about this? Because I only talk to you.
Period.
I done called HR, and HR gonna tell me, go read the handbook.
Ugh, lad, boy. Fuck you, man. Ugh, get the fuck out of me. Ugh, girl.
I can't stand coming up to the office.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
Talking about the employment law for this week, shouts out to our Iowa. I can't even say it.
You can't even say the state.
Iowa.
Iowa, listen. I know.
What is Iowa known for?
Peanuts.
They're known for peanuts.
No,
I thought that was Georgia, because George Washington Carver.
Peaches, baby.
We are known for peaches, but George Washington Carver discovered everything you could do with a peanut here.
But we're not talking about the wonderful state of Georgia. We're talking about Iowa.
But what else is Iowa known for? Iowa got good.
The Badgers.
That's baseball, right?
Yep.
What else?
Iowa State football.
Okay, yeah, I could rock with that.
Let's see. What else Iowa's
is there a Fortune 500 company in Iowa? I know Oregon, but not Iowa.
Why are you bringing up stuff? Don't be disrespecting Iowa.
No, I'm just saying, like, I've never heard anybody say they're from Iowa, or I've never heard anybody say I'm going to Iowa, even for business or, anything of that sort.
So Iowa has the most pigs of any state and the nation's top pork producer.
So Iowa's important.
Mm-hmm.
Important.
Very, very important.
You talking about peanuts?
Good. I was just talking.
I know Idaho is potatoes, but Iowa is known
begin with a P.
But you're spot on with that. So Iowa is known for pigs, but that's so weird because it gets so cold.
Gabby Douglas was the first African American Olympic all-around champion.
She's from Iowa?
No. I think that's just something that happened in Iowa. Oh, they trained. She trained
in Iowa. That makes sense. Well, on the
West Des Moines.
Okay, yeah. That's okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, now we're cooking with oil here in Iowa.
Yeah.
So Iowa drops a bomb, which now makes a lot of sense with what we were discussing about the transportation, like logistics. Now we see what their pigs. That makes all the sense in regards to why they dropped this new bill.
That it's not dropped yet.
Well, it's in effect July 1st.
Yeah.
But
I think they still gonna add some shit. They got that.
You think so? It to me, I mean, because it's only 4 pages. The law itself is like 4 pages long.
All right, reading the law.
The law says
For the truck drivers.
right. Okay, so July 1st, July 1st, 2021, it comes in place in regards to contingent workforce independent contractors. But I think it's so funny. I'm going to talk about the law in a split second. But I think it's so funny that because of COVID-19 and the pandemic, I see a lot of states are drawing the line in the sand between who's W-2 and who's 1099. Like, now all of a sudden everybody's independent contractors. You know what I'm saying? Like, companies are really, really big on now hiring contractors instead of employees. Liability, of course, is a huge thing, but a lot of states are putting that line in the sand. But they talked about establishing the circumstances under which certain independent contractors are not considered employees for purposes of various laws. So,
they're trying to distinguish who is like a contractor or like who is working.
A vendor.
Basically. Yeah, a vendor. Yeah.
I think that's, the more and more I keep reading and thinking about it.
It's like it's a vendor. Like, you're vendoring a large company.
Right.
Because you might have to go to like a little warehouse to go pick up something. And they were like, oh, we ain't about to send our FedEx people.
Right.
We about to go ahead and do this little subcontract so we can pay these little $1,200.
Right.
So they can pick it up and then bring it to the main warehouse.
Right. We could just use outsource. And basically, this law specifically involves operating certain vehicles.
Right.
So, what we were thinking was just like logistics, big trucks and things of that sort. So, basically, what it says, for the purpose of this subparagraph, owns, and they put in parentheses, OWNS, y'all know I'm country, owns includes but is not limited to holding legal title to a vehicle or being a party to an agreement for the conditional sale or lease of the vehicle that includes the party's rights to purchase upon performance of conditions stated in the agreement with an immediate right of possession. In the event a mortgager of a vehicle is entitled to possession of the vehicle, then the conditional vendee or leasee and the mortgager shall both be deemed to own the vehicle. An owner-operator who, as an individual or partner or shareholder of a corporate owner-operator, owns a vehicle licensed and registered as a truck, road tractor, or truck tractor by a governmental agency is an independent contractor while performing services in the operations of an owner-operator's vehicle if all of the following conditions are substantially present. The owner-operator is responsible for the maintenance of the vehicle. The owner-operator bears the principal burden of the vehicle's operating costs, including fuel, repairs, supplies, collision insurance, and personal expenses for the operator while on the road. The owner-operator is responsible for supplying the necessary necessities, I think that word should be, but I didn't write this law, y'all. Personnel to the necessary personnel to operate the vehicle, and the personnel are considered the owner-operator's employees. The owner-operator's compensation is based on the factor related to the work performed, including a percentage of any schedule of rates or lawfully published tariff, and not on the basis of the hours of time expended. The owner-operator determines the details and means of performing the services in conformance with regulatory requirements, operating procedures of the carrier, and specifications of the shipper. So, all in all, and then it also talks about enter into a contract which specifies the relationship to be that of an independent contractor and not that of an employee. So, just making sure that they're saying, here's a 1099, here's a contractual agreement that you'll be picking up our shit, or using our trucks, but you're just a driver or you're just a deliverer. Yeah. And you're outside of the company. We ain't paying no benefits. We're not doing none of that. Like, we are strictly.
So, even they're using their trucks?
It says owner-operator. The owner-operated trucks. The owner-operator is responsible. So
the owner-operator, so if I'm saying I want to let you borrow my truck, or I'm going to put you on my contract to drive this truck to go pick up the work.
Right.
I'm responsible if something happens.
To me. To the truck while I'm driving.
Okay. But if it's your own truck, you are responsible.
And I'm an independent contractor. So the thing is, though, if you let me, I'm driving for you in your truck and everything you got going on, right? Mm-hmm. Let's just say I'm responsible for the maintenance of the vehicle, but I'm driving your shit. I'm also responsible for burden of the vehicle's operating costs, including fuel, repairs, supplies, collision insurance, and personal expenses as well. At that point, I'm considered a vendor. And like I'm outside of the company.
Okay.
Because I'm held responsible for operating it. Basically, I'm a third party using your shit.
Using your stuff.
Just so you can keep the brand, the face of your business
right.
on the road. Now, if you're holding all the costs and I'm doing the work for you, but I'm not on benefits and I don't work a lot of hours and I'm based on commission. What else did it say? Yeah, the compensation is based on the factors related to work. So, you know how truck drivers are like, okay, you get paid $5 per mile.
Right.
Whatever. Not a check, but you get paid per mile or, whatever. That's when it's considered an independent contractor. So, but this is strictly for independent contractors that operate vehicles. Now, I don't know how they deem independent contractors for anything else, but this law is specifically to...
So, even not even for truck drivers, this is vehicles, period. So,
right.
Even if you work for a company and you drive your own car.
Like Uber, for instance.
Oh, yeah.
You drive your own car, you take care of your own gas, you do everything on your own, maintenance and all. That's considered an independent contractor,
right?
That works for the company.
So basically, you need to not be an independent contractor.
I mean, you could be an independent contractor because think about 1099 employees that y'all hire at your job.
Yeah. So,
but then you have vendors as well. You know what I'm saying?
But you do have some job titles that require you that they're not a contractor. Say if they're they a home services person or something, they gotta go look at something at their house,
right?
Like one of those type people. Now I've seen a SOP for it, and if the person gets to a car accident, then of course we are
responsible because they were on your time, your dime.
Yep. But you got to follow these.
You got to get a drug test.
Yes.
You got to do. Yep. You got to report it within 72 hours and some shit.
And the guy was his manager was basically trying to say, well, they didn't follow all the guidelines like that. So I was like, well, listen, I can't say too much. I'll tell you what's in here, and then you need to call your people because I can't do nothing for you, bro.
Right. Yeah, I think any vehicle, because dang, when you were talking, it made me think of I can't even remember what I was gonna say because you came up with a valid point. But it made me think of a company that does it. I'll circle back to it. But yeah, just talking about the independent contractor difference, the differentiating between an independent contractor and a vendor. I mean, when you're an independent contractor, you still, the company it doesn't have a lot of liability, but there's still, a sense of liability. They didn't go into details about liability, what will be responsible, who would be responsible for what.
What, talking about if they die or something?
I did see something about if they die, but I just mean if something was to happen
to the vehicle,
right?
It's I thought it was more at the top part.
Let's see, each individual employed to perform or to assist in performing the work of any agent or employee of an employing unit shall be deemed to be employed by such employing unit for all the purpose of this chapter.
Girl, I don't know. All I know is,
long story short,
these
states are putting a fork in the steak and saying you're done. You don't work for us. You don't work for yourself. You're an independent contractor because now that you're, unemployment took over the country within the last year. Companies are wanting to put a fine line between what the fuck is a W-2 employee, what's a 1099, and am I responsible for paying their unemployment even though they technically didn't work with me? That's just basically what they're trying to do.
In a nutshell.
Yeah, they're No, I don't owe them unemployment. They didn't work for me. And they're like, okay, well, did you do this? Did they pay for this? Did they pay for that? Like, oh, but you took care of all of that. Now they did work for you. You are responsible for that. And so, I mean, a lot of these states are trying to get ahead of that, hoping that, you know what I'm saying, this doesn't happen again. But I think more people are going to be hip to it. Yep. I mean, more contracting is on the rise. I mean, people are working for themselves, but working, self-employed. Yep, and working for others.
Topic of the day.
What happened, man?
Oh, it's time for that topic of the day.
Guess who?
Nah, folks, what we talking about? It's the topic of the day.
How can I start this? Why don't black people apply?
Pressure?
You think it's pressure?
Baby, we apply some pressure.
I'm done. But I mean, like, apply to jobs that we feel like we're not qualified for, because so many Fortune 500 companies are now required to have diversity based upon some of the employment laws that we've been discussing. They're requiring POCs, people of color, to be in certain positions, and we just do not apply. Or like, what was it? The VP of Wells Fargo and was like, if more black people just don't apply, they're not qualified for it. And so that's one of the reasons why I pulled my money out of Wells Fargo. But anyway,
my shit still there.
They got to go. So my thing is, y'all got headhunters. Go find black folks. We not hard to find.
I don't remember that.
Yes, that was last year in the middle of during the
said
COVID.
That shit?
Yes, it was in an article.
What article?
Okay, I'm gonna look it up for you.
Yeah, said it.
Because he definitely said that it's hard for them to hire
black people.
Yes.
I mean, I used to work for Wells, so.
But we were talking about in the corporate office.
Oh, like
we could definitely find niggas on tellers and head
Shit.
tellers and personal bankers.
We was lit up in there. All there was nothing but a couple of us and some little Espanyols in there. Period. I think it's a whole. I think we kind of downplayed. I can only speak for myself, cause you tell me all the time, and like, bitch, you could do all that shit. But I feel like when you're looking at these job descriptions and you kind of like, bitch, I can't do this shit, or what are they talking about? I think it could be a fear thing. Like, even though, yes, more companies are trying to, they're hiring all these diversity and inclusion people, because I've seen a lot of people like just switching over who's in that current position till now. And I think it comes down to being kind of fearful or kind of scared of being in this position. Either we don't believe we could do it,
right,
or would they even accept me for being a black woman?
Right.
I think that comes down to, because I can't think of any other reason why black people don't apply for these high-ranking positions.
Right.
I that's the only thing. Like, either we're fearful, or we're having some type of doubt of, okay, can I really succeed in this position? Like, would I get some type of backlash for even being in this chair?
Right.
But you got to really be a strong-minded person.
Right, but we're strong-minded in everything.
We are.
Besides what we know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We strong-minded when it comes to spades. When it comes to that spades table. Oh, baby. We are strong-minded. Mm-hmm. There are so many things when it comes to kickball games. Like, we strong-minded. Like, it's so many things. But when it comes to, like, working and having to be in a
that
competitive engagement with other people. It doesn't matter if they're Asian, Chinese, whatever. Mm-hmm. We're so intimidated by other races.
And I don't know.
It's a stigma. Like, I don't know if it's just because it's passed down to us. Because even now, we damn near afraid to compete with Hispanics. And they're allegedly lower on the totem pole than we are. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy to me that black people do not apply. And I'm going to ask you this. Have you ever applied for a VP position?
Hell no.
Why not? You have a master's?
I do, but I'm not like VP material.
But what if they actually offered you? What if they saw your resume and they called you?
Girl, they're gonna be like, y'all get these little basic ass.
But you don't know that.
I don't know that, but I would feel like just because of the title, I wouldn't be qualified.
Why?
I don't know why. Like when you think of a VP, a vice president of a company.
But these companies are transition. They don't look old and white and gray
I know.
anymore.
It be people that's 25 years old.
Yes. So
and
that's what I'm saying. So why don't you feel qualified?
Because I don't feel like I have the experience to fill that position.
They don't either. I don't know if we talked about this on the episode before.
We have.
But
it really be
a church
the son.
member, one of the EVP, the CFO, church member got hired. He was an intern at like SunTrust, and they allowed him to be the financial analyst making $98,000. He was 24. Bachelor's. Intern at SunTrust. They done gave him a $98,000 job.
I bet because he white.
But what does that got to do with Jenna?
Because Jenna's not a white man.
But we just talked about how they're opening up the floodgates. A lot of states are requiring companies to have diversity at the head of their companies.
And that is...
Especially with you being in HR, they're looking for black women because they fit 2 minority seats. You're African American and you're a woman. So they normally put us in VP positions, especially with HR, because that's where we have less say, quote unquote, and make less decisions when we're HR, because they can run the fuck over HR. Women. But what I'm saying is, why are you timid about applying for something that you've gone to school for, you pay your student loans for, you've been working towards it? Like, why would you be intimidated to apply for it?
And I'm gonna go back with it. It's the title. Like,
but it's just a title. You're a boss ass bitch. Like, you could do this.
I probably could.
I know you can.
But it's the title for me. Like, bitch, I can't. Maybe I'm just immature.
So go back to it.
I'm just immature. Because clearly...
Remember we talked about that? My parents had it all the way together when they was 34. And I'm sitting here like, I'm immature. But going back to it, wasn't the VP of Wells Fargo, it was the CEO of Wells Fargo that made the headlines. And he said that there's a limited pool of black talent to recruit from.
And yeah. And it's a lot of black talent that's out here.
Right. But if we're not searchable and, we don't put our picture on shit, we don't want people to know we black, we don't want people to know, like, we've always been told, don't put your face on nothing because they ain't gonna shop with you, or don't do this and that and that. Like, we have got to make ourselves readily available now.
Yeah.
Like, it's 2021. We have got to show face because, again, it's playing in our favor these days. Even though, this is what I gotta tell y'all. And it's so funny about all this stuff that I be unlearning. I having to unlearn through, my life. But even if they set you up for failure, they set Karen up for failure too. It didn't matter. White folk don't care who or what color. Everybody could get crisscrossed. Yeah. It don't matter. So I'm just saying, like, to black people, we always, not saying that we always play victim, because we in a lot, 98% of the time we are the victim. But there are 2% of the time we have to be mindful that white people just cross up themselves. They cross up anybody. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, we, as in black people, we cross up each other. You know what I'm saying?
All the time.
You selling water on the corner, I'm going to go 2 feet above you and sell water for 50 cents less. Like, we cross each other up. We all do it. So why be afraid of that when you can do it with $9 an hour and they give you $90,000 an hour? You still gonna have the same sense of responsibility. You gonna have the same struggles on your neck. You gonna have the same racism. You gonna have the same inequalities. You gonna have the same, like, all of that stuff is still the same regardless of how much money you make. So why not go ahead and keep progressing? Because if you lose the job, it goes on your resume. Guess what? Find another. Like, the way companies are going anymore, we're not retiring from these companies no more. Like, we're just not. Millennials are not retiring. We're going to retire from something else. I don't know what it is, but why, get your panties in a bunch or being afraid of something that anybody can do, because they gonna end up putting little Susie from the church choir in there. Why not let it be you? Why not let it be you?
I think it's the whole, when you, even though you're saying if a title, okay, I think it maybe boils down to when you think about the position, you're thinking about the responsibilities, and you thinking about, I told you, I'm immature. But
I'm saying, what do VPs do?
Thinking about get high.
Thank you. You know who works the hardest?
Me.
Thank you. So what are you saying?
I don't want to get high. I don't want to get high, man.
It is a lot of pressure at the top, right?
It's a lot of pressure.
But the thing is that it's cultivating you so much more. It's letting more black and brown children see and know that they have a chance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why do we always have to be in customer service, call centers, those type of environments? Because we're afraid to have pressure and, I just want to work this job. I want to just go to this job and go home. And it's like, what? Like, so many other people are waiting on you to unleash your greatness so they can step into their greatness. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why we're here. Don't just work a job just to work a job. You know what I'm saying? And you're not doing anything else. Like, go all out. Like, I just want black people to go all out. We deserve to go all out. Like, our ancestors, Harriet Tubman, then free the slaves for us to still be in the call center. That was not the point. Martin Luther King ain't died at the Mosey Wozy for us to still be
at the who?
Mosey Wozy. At the Mosey Wozy, the hotel, the motel, the Holiday Inn. He didn't die for us to still be trying to fight over $9 and $10 hour jobs. Or jobs where we don't have much responsibility. We don't have much say. The people at the top trying to make decisions for black people, or what do you think the black people like? And they just making up shit. Like, that's not why, they did all of that work for us. And so I just want black people to loosen up. Like, a lot of laws are allowing us to wear Afrocentric hairstyles,
beards.
We're getting the freedom we've been asking for, and y'all still are not taking advantage of the opportunities to do so.
Nigga scared, cause I'm gonna tell you, Thurgood Marshall, goddamn, he ain't paved the way for me. He paved the way, but.
And I understand that, but I'm just challenging, and our listeners to go after, the big leagues. Like, even just applying, just seeing that you have the chance to make six figures at a company, apply. Because if you don't do it, again, little Susie from the church choir, who's not qualified either, is going to get it. And she's 22. She ain't never had a job before, and now you working for her. And now you complain. And now you complaining every day about how you hate this punk ass job and you need to go find you another one.
That shit wild to me. That shit is wild to me, man.
So y'all gotta apply. Moral to the story: y'all have to apply. You have to show up. And when I say you have to show up, we have to see that you're colored. We have to see that you're black. We have to see you Asian. We have to see you Hispanic. We have to see. We have got to unlearn, being hidden figures.
Yeah.
And actually show, shine like the bright stars you are. You guys go to school. Y'all have MBAs and y'all are applying for $30,000 jobs. And you're like, oh, well, this job said you need 10 years of experience. And it ain't been out but for 2 years. But it's but are you applying for the VP position, though?
Definitely not.
Okay. I just don't really want to hear the complaints.
I don't be complaining.
Not you.
I do.
I'm talking about you be complaining.
Girl.
Y'all can't complain and you don't apply.
Because, the only thing they gonna do is not call you back.
Because regardless if it's a $30,000 job or a $100,000 job,
they ain't got to call your ass back for nothing.
It don't. Exactly. I guess that's where, the moral to my story is, regardless, apply for it all. You know what I'm saying? Everything that's in the same bucket. Like, if your resume is focused on HR, then you need to apply for everything under that, sun from VP on to, front desk, whatever you feel like you qualify for. Like, stay within that bandwidth, but reach for the stars.
No, and I get it. I just feel like when you reading that job description, you reading these qualifications that they want, and it's like,
this ain't me.
This ain't what. This ain't me, sis. And I'm gonna go ahead to the next thing, and that's just what it is.
Right. I mean, it's just maybe your lucky day.
What about lucky day, bitch? I'm about to apply for this VP. Bitch, they don't call me back. I'm like, yeah, I'm just a little HR specialist.
See, there you go. I'm just a little HR specialist. Like, no, they may just be looking for somebody to invest in that has a little knowledge. Like, again, that's why I said today may just be your lucky day. And I, hate to go biblical, but God calls the unqualified. We just think about Saul and Paul. Like, he will qualify you if you just apply. Like, at the end of the day, you say this is what you wanted, this is your goals, and this is what you want out of life. And you finally apply, and that door opens wide open. Like, God is a man of jaw-dropping, unimaginable miracles.
Yes, and
He ain't about blessing you with no $30,000 job, because you can get that on your own. You don't need him for that. Right. You can do that. But jaw-dropping, unimaginable, that's where he sits. You know what I'm saying? So if you reach for the stars and do it, then you're unlocking that next chapter. You're unlocking something that's for you. I agree. I don't know. I'm preaching over here.
Yeah, you are.
Pass a collection plate because
you are preaching. And I feel like you just got to take the risk.
Yes.
Sometimes
it costs you nothing.
And I do believe that, take the risk, apply for that job or whatever, because the worst thing they could do is tell you no.
And that's not even the worst, because if somebody got to see your resume and they told you no, that means there's one person that got to see your resume and told you no. Right. Now, if you got your resume and ain't nobody seen it, that's the worst that can happen.
Right.
The worst that can happen is that you're sitting on resources that somebody needed and you never applied.
Right. You preaching, sis.
So you gonna apply. I got your resume.
You ain't got to update it one, hoe.
I can update it. I probably updated it.
I hope I pass. I better pass. Maybe I should have just walked out. I swear I ain't hanging with them no more. But if I don't pass, I ain't got to pay child support.
It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. She get welfare checks, but I stay in court.
Nah. I'ma pass. Fuck!
Drug test story. Who passed today? Who passed today? Who passed or fail?
Girl, bye. Okay.
Damn, I'm gonna be ready next season.
Jesus.
Y'all, we growing.
Yeah.
Y'all submit us a jingle for the drug test story.
Please.
Yeah, submit us a jingle.
Because clearly. Okay.
You ain't have to touch your forehead because Kayla stressing us the fuck out with this one.
Hey, look.
So last week we had Kayla Goodwin's
Dial P, shawty.
I wonder if that smell like vagina with her.
Ew. I wonder if it was the antibacterial soap though, or was it regular soap?
Like the hand soap, the little shit. But I'm sure they got the grade A in the laboratory, in the facilities.
Or the pink kind, like the doctor used that smell.
Ooh, they be real harsh on you. That shit be watery too, though.
Yeah, just like that damn hand sanitizer.
Yeah. But anyway, she put soap in from the sink and mixed it with her pee to dilute it. I'm sure she was hoping for a retest because there was no way she thought she was going to get a good result. But basically, she had to go straight to the facility from work because she been fucking around and they don't trust her motherfucking ass, and they was just like,
she been stealing money. Kayla probably listened, probably said, these funny
right.
No, bitch, you probably
this
was
how
stealing.
She told the story, y'all. She knew what the fuck going on.
We ain't judging. Do what you gotta do, girl.
We just commentating right now. So, she fell instantly. They didn't even do no fucking retest. They seen the bubbles, smelt the dial, looked at her stupid ass, and was like, Yeah, just clock out. Look, just clock out. They grab the shoulder. Just clock.
Okay, March. Okay, March. Go ahead and clock out for me.
You don't clock out for me.
Girl, go ahead and clock out. How you go up here ringing up lettuce and shit?
Right.
We don't know if she worked at a grocery store or retail store. All
She's just a cash motherfucking ear.
That was stealing money. Yeah, take.
For the record, Kayla did not tell us she was stealing money. Just made that up. But yeah, good luck, Kayla. Next time, do not put soap in there or hand sanitizer because it's too thick. But
just put some water.
Get some deer pee.
Oh yeah, talk to Ezra.
Get you some deer pee and yeah, make it do what it do, baby.
Right. Okay. Well,
I wonder if you could drop a little essential oil in that deer pee and it, that'd be too much.
Tea tree.
Okay, tea tree. What is it? The yellow tree? Because you can boil yellow tree and drink it.
Who the fuck got time to be doing all that? That store probably ain't even open because the pandemic.
the fresh market, because that's the fresh market. They got the yellow root.
Bitch, because you got to be there at 8 a.m.
You need a yellow root, boil it,
and some ginger.
And you got to have ginger with it? I ain't hear that part with the yellow root.
Yeah, put a little ginger in that thing.
Okay, but a little ginger
catch
in
it COVID then.
And then put your deer pee in it.
And it's going to smell... Nah, that deer pee going to take over.
Strong. That shit, smell like gasolina. Okay, William. From Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta,
where it's greater. A data analyst from a healthcare company started a new job and had a drug test.
Okay, so...
He doesn't smoke. None of that.
He doesn't do anything. Okay.
No, he... But you know how folks be nervous when they go take a drug test?
Right,
and...
You remember that time where... I went to go buy that drug test for the Dollar Tree.
And it came up positive?
One was positive and one did show up like real light. It was a real light.
I bet the New Orleans work.
Okay, well that was like a long time ago. But still, I was... So he probably was feeling the same way I was feeling.
And with the healthcare company, you never know what they tested for. I mean, he smoked weed before. It just hadn't been within the 6 months.
Oh, yeah. So he should be good.
Yeah. So he was just like, okay, whatever. But
you always be nervous because you just never know.
You never know.
Hell, you might...
Shit might show up from...
years on. You might have a little gummy and forgot that you had it.
Right.
So
that's what I'm saying. You could have had a brownie from a goddamn tailgate and don't even fucking know
it was drugs in it. See, that's why you can't trust people, y'all.
Don't fuck with these folks that ain't got no job, okay? Because these folks will set your ass back, up, back, side to side. So yeah, so we'll
come back. Listen next.
I mean, to me, it sounds like he passed. I don't. I
mean, clearly. I mean, you just a nervous person. It's just nervous, like you said. You just never know what you gonna get when you taking these drug tests
at all.
And if
pregnancy, I mean, you just never know what results you may get.
Like, oh yeah, you need to go to the doctor.
All right, y'all. If you are not, please make sure that you're following us on social media: FCK Work Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that dope stuff. Website fckworkpodcast.com, fckworkpodcast.com. All right, everybody, heads. Jenna, you gonna close us out with a word prayer?
I sure am.
Come on, God.
If y'all in the car, you don't have to close your eyes because I don't want y'all to die.
Right.
All right, head bow. Let's do it.
Bye.
Lord, as I start this day,
let
me remember how blessed and lucky I am to be in my job.
Amen.
Remind me to be grateful for the work that I do.
Yes.
The people I meet.
Yes.
And the wage that I receive.
Yes.
Keep me cooperative with my colleagues and friendly to the people I serve.
Please, God.
But if one motherfucker try me today, it's gonna be they ass.
Wait a minute.
I'm sorry, y'all. Let me reel it back. I'm sorry, Lord. I apologize. Forgive me. Bring it back in.
Yes.
Woosah.
Back to the Lord.
If I have to complain, make me think of the common good and later of my own welfare.
Yes.
Help me to be honest in my dealings and responsible in the tasks that are assigned to me.
Yes.
Make me aware that in my work, I bring your work to completion.
Yes, God.
In the name of Jesus, I pray.
Amen.
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 Amen. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.